Hey all, so this one's going to be a bit different. Most of the stories on this video aren't going to be very scary, but they're more just crazy and ridiculous. I stumbled across this really funny Reddit thread and just figured I'd share a few with you. So anyways, let's begin. So, you want a crazy story? Because I've got a crazy story. This happened a long time ago, back in my mid-20s. I knew a guy, a kind of casual friend, who was 21, who had a girlfriend who was about 17 and still in high school. They had been dating for about 2 years. We'll call him Steve, because his name was Steve. She lived with her mother, dad, and her brother, who was about 2 years older than her and entering college. I'd met them and hung out over at their house a few times, so I kind of knew them, and they seemed like really nice people. So Steve used to be at her house almost every night. He, his girlfriend, and her parents would hang out downstairs and watch TV for the evening, and then usually the folks would go upstairs to bed, and Steve and his girlfriend would hang out a while longer, and usually have sex in the bathroom on the living room floor. Normal stuff, really. So her dad was a transportation coordinator for a large company, so he spent a lot of time on the road. When he was home from the road, he didn't go to the office too much. He usually worked from home. Sometimes Steve's girlfriend would be tired and go to bed shortly after her mom, and her dad would be working on his computer at a little desk in the dining room, and Steve would hang out on the couch watching TV. Okay, so on to the story. Steve was into computers, so he and the dad would look at new games and stuff on whatever latest or greatest machine that his work had given him. One night, Steve's down on the floor plugging something into the power strip, and when the dad comes up on his knees, he can tell that his girlfriend's dad has a massive hard-on. The dad pulls down his sweats and asks if he likes that. Most of us would bail at this point, right? Nope, Steve starts sucking his dick, finishes the job, and goes home. So this kind of becomes a regular thing every month or so. He stays past his girlfriend and his mom going to bed, and then he sucks off the dad. But wait, it gets better. He and the girlfriend eventually move in together. One night, he's dropping off something at his girlfriend's, and it's just the mom home. The dad is on the road. The mom is just in the house with the coat, starts putting the moves on him, and he takes her into the downstairs bathroom, bending her over a counter and railing her. They start working this in whenever they can, when the husband is on the road, and he can find a way to come over without the girlfriend. Okay, we're not done either. Steve and his girlfriend start hitting some rough patches. So he's over at the house talking to her brother, who I really liked. He was a cool guy and fun to hang out with. I never really liked his sister, though. And, well, they were talking about the relationship problems, and, yep, they fucked, too. Now, at this point, you're probably going, okay, this is clearly the most fucked up family on the planet, because you know they're all fucking each other. This family's got to be like the Grand Central Station of incest or something. But nope, when it all finally blew up, and it did in a big way, it turned out that the only one who knew that any of the family members had sex with Steve was, well, Steve. None of the other family members knew that the other had had sex with Steve. I started touring pretty heavily right around when it blew up, so I never talked to any of them again. When you live to be in your 50s and you spend a huge amount of time of those years in a rock band touring the world, you see some pretty crazy shit. I definitely have heard some other crazy stories, but damn, this definitely takes the cake. I wonder if anyone's ever asked the girlfriend, what's the worst breakup? She probably responded with, well, my boyfriend fucked my mom, and my brother, and sucked my dad's dick a few times. Let me tell you the story of Eric. I was about 9 years old and he was 7 years old. He was in kindergarten and I was in 3rd grade. Eric was the worst friend I have ever had. We met because he was my babysitter's son, and we went to his house so that his mom could babysit me. Okay, now let me start with the disgusting part of the story. Instead of using the bathroom like a normal person would, he told me an easier and faster way was to pee under his mom's bed. He told me to try his idea, and I did it because I was a really stupid kid. So we laid down under his mom's bed and peed all over the floor, and we kept doing this for a few days afterwards. So because the carpet kept getting saturated by piss, the carpet started to get crusty. Wait, there's more. His pissing antics didn't stop, they intensified. One day, my brother was sleeping, and since we thought he was so annoying, he somehow convinced me to piss in my brother's mouth. Along with him, too. The piss smelled like ramen noodle juice. My brother was drowning in our yellow juice, and then he woke up and started crying. I hate myself and Eric to this day for doing this. This is the worst thing he's done, but I do have more stories about him, but I'd rather not share. I think my brother got fucked up pretty badly too, because one day he had sex with our dog. My dad was a bouncer in the early 80s and was working in New Hampshire at a bar near a ski lodge. Then these 6 townies come in, and within an hour, they start fighting with all the bouncers. They throw them out and are doing a head count and realize that my dad is not there. They look outside and see that he's fighting 4 of them while 2 are trying to keep the door shut. The other bouncers get outside and they're all fighting for like 45 minutes until the cops show up. The fight was so long that my dad said he knocked the same guy out twice. So, in my senior year of high school, we submitted senior quotes for the yearbook, and my friends and I thought it would be a funny idea to submit a quote on behalf of another friend. What we said was, "Nothing's better than cute boys on the beach." This friend was a guy, by the way. Just a little bit of innocent fun, right? Wrong. Friend whose quote we changed told his mom told the school, and the school told the cops. On the first day of graduation practice, which was the last week of high school forever for me, myself, and 2 friends, or so we thought, because we got suspended, banned from walking to graduation, and 3 felony charges from police officers handling the situation. Soon after, we were handcuffed and taken to the main jail where, due to not being able to pay off our $60,000 bail, we were put into cells, got our jail clothes, and spent a little over 24 hours in there. Charges haven't dropped ever since, but what a shitty way to end high school. When I went to elementary school, there were 2 boys who were in the special needs class who were probably around 12 to 13 when I was 9 years old. We'll call them Dave and Matt. They were both retarded in what would seem to be a similar way, except that whatever kind of retarded they had, Dave got the lion's share of the retarded. It is important to note that at this point in time, I had the stature of Ralphie from A Christmas Time Story, and these guys looked kind of like Ondor from Final Fight on the SNES. I know we're all supposed to be really liberal about these sorts of things, but at the time the teachers would always tell us that these guys were just like any normal boys. An example I have to contend with this is one time one of them cornered me in the bathroom and said, "Want to see my dick?" And I ran away crying and screaming. So really, these guys should have been well segregated from the general population. This is something that happened to me when I was 9, and I had no idea how to deal with it because hippie teachers just kind of rolled with these incidents. Anyway, we all attended a summer camp thing together, which was really just during the week at our school. And Dave and Matt came to that camp too, and were basically super best friends. We all hung out in the gym, and some of my friends dared me to sneak up behind the curtain and onto the stage to see what was up there. This area, of course, was off bounds. So I do it, and I'm up there nosing around, when all of a sudden Dave, the one with the lion's share of the retarded, sneaked up on me and began choking me, presumably to death for no reason. I thought I was going to die. I couldn't yell out and no one could see us behind the curtain, so I gave him a little shove and he tripped over his own feet and stumbled backwards and got tangled up in the stage curtain, so he fell the 4 feet to the hard gym floor. He fell head first and split his head open. I probably should have just bolted, but I ran out past the curtains to look at all the other campers looking at me and seeing what I had done. It was like a Shakespearean tragedy as I was just standing there, metaphorical dagger in hand. Then, to top it all off, his buddy, Matt, pushed past the crowd and cradled Dave's body in his arms and started screaming, "You killed him! You killed him!" Until the hungover camp counselor teens picked him up and dragged him away like Sean Penn in Mystic River. I told them what happened and I never got in trouble, and I never saw Dave again either. No one seems to know what happened to him.